How do you feel about tomorrow? It's going to be a special day for you. You're going to become a citizen after a lot of work, right?
After 17 years, I am, I don't know, I guess I don't really have words to describe it because I feel um, it's been a long time coming. It's been 17 years, and I feel like I remember so much of what my family went through, and I also feel a great sense of responsibility and desire for other people to experience what I'm going through. And that is being so close, less than 24 hours away from choosing to become an American and being fully recognized by the US government. And it's just incredible.
Right. Please tell me about your beginnings. How did you decide to get involved in the movement to fight for immigrant rights?
I was undocumented, and I wanted to make sure that other people could go to college and access higher education. And my mom was undocumented, and I wanted to make sure that she didn't feel like she had to fear being deported at any moment. And so that's where it started for me. It was very personal. And then I showed up one day at a conference or a gathering of immigrant youth leaders. It was about 200 people who were undocumented, and they were wearing shirts that said undocumented and unafraid. And I felt like when I left that place, my life was never the same because there was no going back. Once you're out of the shadows and once you come out and tell your story, there's no hiding.
Mm-hmm. Why is it important for any probably for the community, for the society in general, to understand how the undocumented people feel and what is important to help them to become part of the society?
Well, I think there are two things. There is the making sure that we fight really hard so that we can elect a president that is going to protect families and keep them together. And I think it's important that families continue to share their stories because they're shaping the national narrative and the debate. And more people need to know that 11 million undocumented Americans are here, and they're contributing, and they're hardworking, and they are our neighbors and our family and our friends and our colleagues. And I also think it's really important for people to understand that if they can access citizenship and they can become U.S. citizens, and we have about 9 million people who are lawful permanent residents who are eligible to naturalize, that those people make that step and come forward and go through the process because we have a responsibility to the people who can't. And so there are people like my mother, Chela, who are still undocumented and wish that their country could be even better than it is. And so we got to make sure that we are participating in that process to protect them.
Right. You're part of a movement that is constantly fighting for immigrant rights and to change the rhetoric about the immigrant community. A community that sometimes feel discouraged to keep fighting for their rights. So what would you tell to those young people that are part of the movement that they need to have some kind of an example, and that example can be you? What can you tell them?
Hillary Clinton says sometimes you get knocked down, but you get up again and you fight and you keep on fighting. And that's what I would tell young people who are looking to get involved and who are going through a hard time. Our country isn't going to change. The policies aren't going to change if we don't get engaged. And whether you're undocumented, if you are undocumented, you still have a voice. If you're eligible to become a U.S. citizen, you have an important role. And if you're already a U.S. citizen, then you have to get up, you have to go, you have to register, you have to show up to the polls, and you have to participate in this process because we are going to determine what our present and our future looks like. And we can't do it without people being active in the process.
The fact that Hillary Clinton chose you as part of her campaign makes you proud, and why?
I think it's still surreal. I think sometimes I pinch myself and I think I spent 14 years of my life as an undocumented person in the United States, and I fought really hard to be recognized and for my voice to be heard. And so for Hillary to allow me to be a part of her team is an incredible privilege and honor, and I feel like I have a lot of responsibility to make sure that the community is represented and that they know how she will fight for them now, how she's fighting for them, and how she'll fight as President of the United States.
Okay.